Hare Krishna, good morning and welcome all of you all for our Sunday morning regular Bhagavad Gita class. So we are in the third chapter. We just started with completed verse number 9, right? So 3.9 is over. So let's start a fast recap before we go ahead. A fast recap. Yes. Does anyone remember? I know it was quite a long time, but still.
We have to advocate for the Lord.
Huh?
Else, if we
Without doing karma, you can't stay even for a second. Shanamapi. विदाउट क्षण भी आप बिना कर्म किए नहीं बैठ सकते हो. Yes. So it applies to the greater understanding. If someone is sitting in the classroom, physically he may be sitting in the classroom, but mentally he is somewhere out. Yes, please. Somewhere he is out. Then what is the use? He may be physically sitting in the class. Physically he is present. Someone sitting outside will say, oh, Prabhuji is sitting in the class and attending the class. But if mentally he is roaming around somewhere else, he is roaming around in a movie theater or in a mall, then it is a criminal wastage of time. Rather the person goes there is better. यहाँ बैठ के वहाँ सोच के कोई मतलब नहीं. So that is also, so mental you don't become a mithyachari. That's why he says, कर्म इंद्रियाणि संयम्यम यस्य मनसा स्मरण. तो इंद्रियों को भले आप दमन कर लो, बट आपका मन उन विषय वस्तु में अगर घूमता रहे तो देन यू आर एज गुड एज अ मिथ्याचारी. मिथ्याचारी मीन्स प्रिटेंडेड, पलगू. बट देयर इज अ नाइस स्टोरी ओवर हियर. Story goes like this. Once a king proclaimed, he told his minister, if you can get me one good sadhu, perfect sadhu, who is really connected to God and he is fully in devotion, get me one sadhu, then I'll give you 1 lakh gold coins. I'll reward you nicely. Now, where to search for a perfect sadhu, a detached sadhu? So he said, let me search. So he wanted to search, but actually that minister was also a little cheeky one. I mean, he wanted to cheat also. He was interested was not in searching the sadhu, but his interest was in the money. So he told the king, I'll get one, give me some time. So finally he caught hold of one thief, chor. He was sitting under the tree. चोरी करके थक गया था, बैठा था. Right? You come here. Can you act like a sadhu? So, साधु जैसे एक्ट करना, वो भी हाँ किधर? बोला राजा के सामने. बोला वेरी डेंजरस. राजा के सामने साधु बन के जाऊँ, पकड़ा गया तो डोंट वरी, मैं हूँ ना, मैं संभाल लूँगा. You don't worry. You just act as a sadhu. That's all. For rest I will take care. Okay, fine, very good. So now the bigger problem was, all that get up was done. तो उसको बोला एक काम कर, एक हफ्ता देता हूँ, एक 5-10 श्लोकास बाहर कर ले. तो एटलीस्ट लगना चाहिए ना कि साधु लगना चाहिए. So you should have that flow of those shlokas. He said fine. Did some acting. Then he went in front of the king, acted as if he's a very big renounced sadhu, and but the king was providing with very nice food, good respect and everything. And finally this fellow went and said, give me that, king, you had given me, promised me a reward. The king said, हाँ ले लो अपना 1 lakh gold coins ले लो आप. So 1 lakh gold coins दे दिया उसको. After giving him that 1 lakh gold coins, he is telling, your sadhu is very nice. From where did you get him? He said, I had to take a lot of labor in getting the sadhu. No one else in the kingdom can get sadhu. It's a pure sadhu. So after 1 month, one fine day, the thief realized that if I continue further, one day or other I'll get caught and the king will kill me. It's better I move off as early as possible. So immediately he left. So one fine day, quietly he left of the kingdom. So the king came and searched for him. Where is the sadhu? Sadhu kidhar hai? Maharaj kidhar hai? He said, sadhu is missing. Sadhu is missing. Searched all over. The king told the minister, जाओ sadhu को पकड़ के लेके आओ. I had to search him. He tried to search him at all the addas possible. Now, where generally the thief is found, and a prostitute house and a wine shop, this and that. None of the places was he available. So finally, the king had given an ultimatum: if you don't get the sadhu, I'm going to shave off your head, chop off your head. This is one thing. Now, what do I do? I have a big problem. एक तो था नकली साधु, बंडा बना के लेके आया था, वही साधु लेके आना है, 1 महीना था वहाँ पे, तो किंग knows I can't get any Tom, Dick and Harry now. So he was in a real problem, soup. Finally, the king said, now, the minister said, किसी भी तरह I have to ढूंढ, उसको ढूंढना ही पड़ेगा. Searching. One day, when he was in the jungle, he was searching, sitting near the river. There he found this fellow, sadhu, sitting like a mendicant. He asked, my God, I've been searching you all the place and you're sitting here like a mendicant here. What are you come, king wants you. He has called you back and he will reward you more. And then we will share also, 50-50 will share. That time, that sadhu said, that chore said, the sadhu said, what do you call it? He said, see, being a nakli sadhu, I got this much of respect. I got this much of love and adoration. And I also felt that I should become godly. So now I have really left everything. I have now really left everything and now I want to become a pure sadhu. I really want to be true sadhu. I really want to become a true sadhu, and if just by becoming a nakli sadhu, if I can get this much of peace of mind, name, fame and respect, what if I become a true sadhu? How much of peace of mind I will get, how much of happiness and bliss I will get? So he said, anyhow, chalo, come. So, theek, he went and met the king. But the point what we have to understand from this story was, कि हाँ भाई, आज कुछ नहीं, एक नकली भक्त बन के भी हम लोगों को कितना अच्छा लग रहा है. असली भक्त बन के देखो, नकली भक्त में भी खुशी तो मिल रही है ना. पूरा फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं, टुकड़ा में फॉलो तो कर रहे हैं. समथिंग इज गुड, बट दैट डजंट मीन लाइफ लॉन्ग यू गेट स्टक टू दिस. You have to progress. One has to progress. That's why Lord says you should never become a mithyachari. Initially, Vaidya Bhakti, that is why Vaidya Bhakti has been brought into the picture. Now we will be talking about Vaidya Bhakti in the coming verses. We will be talking about why Vaidya Bhakti and all this involved. So we will be discussing about that. And then Yagyartho Karmano Lokayam Karma Bandhanat. He says in the last 3.9, what does he say? That if it is not done for sacrifice, Lokayam Karma Bandhanat, it will cause कर्म बंधन. आपको इस दुनिया के साथ बांध के रखेगा. So we have to try to do such an activity by which our activities will release us from the cycle of birth and death, will release us from this world. Otherwise, we will be stuck to this world only. That is the main purpose of Karma Yoga. Now let's understand, let's study 3 verses. I want someone to read the translation of 3 verses continuously. 10, 11, 12.
In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth 4 generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, be thou happy with this yajna, sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief.
Okay. Now, first we will understand the first 2 verses, how the cycle of karma works. Karma is also working on a cycle. Now, the first, what does the verse say? In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generation of men and demigod. तो भगवान ने क्या बनाया है? Human beings and various creatures and demigods. So they are higher beings, much superior higher beings, but they are also beings. Why? They have also got a finite lifespan. Only Lord is eternal, preventable. Before the whole creation, He was there. After the whole creation also, what will exist will be Him. And His creation may come and go. It is immaterial. But His existence is forever. हमेशा भगवान हमेशा के लिए रहेंगे. So, the beginning of creation, Lord of all creatures, that's why it's mentioned. Sent forth generation of men and demigod, along with sacrifice for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, what did He send along with this? The system of sacrifice. What is this sacrifice? यज्ञ. यज्ञ किसे कहते हैं? क्या सिर्फ हवन कुंड में, यज्ञ कुंड में डालना ही यज्ञ है, या इसके अलावा भी कुछ यज्ञ है? वो तो अभी है. What is यज्ञ? Sacrifice. Austerities, tapasya, and दान. Very good. See, sense gratification is sometimes is a misused term. Now for us, food is a necessity. It is not sense gratification. However, if someone says, oh, in that context we should have khichdi daily, it fills our stomach, it's nutritious also, so daily we eat khichdi. Is it possible? Is it going to be possible? Forget about the children. Is it going to be possible by elders also? So this word sense gratification only means when you are addicted to a certain kind of food stuff, then it becomes sense gratification. Don't have a fanatic approach. People generally have got a fanatic, oh, that is sense gratification. Fine. That is why He says He has sent forth sacrifices. We have to discipline ourselves at times. Might be you might have a very sumptuous meal in the lunch, but the dinner should be controlled. Preferably have some milk and sleep, have some fruit and milk and sleep. So in a way you are balancing yourself. You are liking the food, you are hungry, your body requires it, so eat. There's nothing wrong in eating, but then there should be a balance. Okay, that's for sense gratification. Yes, you said is dana. You said is austerities. Okay, that is tapa. Then what else? Okay, read the line again. Let me see how many people can get the crux from the line itself.
Giving the fruits to Vishnu.
That is why sacrifice for Vishnu. All this, see, there are many upadharmas who have got lot of tapasya. But what are you doing after the tapasya? Whom are you offering that tapasya? किसको दे रहे हो आप वो तपस्या? कई सारे धर्म हैं जहाँ पे आपको तपस्या है. कौन से धर्म नहीं है जिसमें तपस्या नहीं है? हर धर्म में है, बट उपधर्म कई हैं जिनमें तपस्या बहुत प्रभाव में है. बट उस तपस्या का what is the output? Are you offering it to someone? Why are you doing? For whom are you doing? That's a question. That shows that clarity is not there. Here this very clearly mentions it has to be for Vishnu. Krishnarpanamastu. Whatever you do has to be for Krishna. So it should be Krishnarpanamastu. Krishna को अर्पण करो, अपना कार्य करो. इसके अलावा आपको कुछ होने वाला और कुछ कर नहीं सकते हो. Because if you take the fruits, then क्या होगा? कर्म बंधन नहीं. See, either by doing an activity, it's good or bad. Good हुआ तो स्वर्ग, बुरा हुआ तो नरक. Cycle of birth and death is going on. निकलोगे कैसे बाहर? तो ये नहीं, मेरे को फ्रूट्स नहीं चाहिए. I don't want the fruits. The fruit you take, Krishna take. क्योंकि उनको कुछ कर्म लगता नहीं है. भगवान को कर्म लगता नहीं है. So what do you do? Oh, भगवान, whatever I have done, this tapasya is for you. This dan I have done for you. So it should be for the Lord. Whatever you do, it is goes. Now one more thing. And what was the purpose behind it? And blessed them by saying, be thou happy by this yajna. ये यज्ञ करने से आप खुश रहो. So now what is the first step of yajna? Now if you go back to our Krishna story, Vrindavan story, where Krishna was, where Vrindavan Vasis were doing yajna for Indradev. इंद्रदेव के लिए पूजा करते थे और इंद्रदेव खुश होकर क्या करते थे? बारिश देते थे. बारिश से खाना उगता था, खाना अन्न खा के वो लोग को शरीर बढ़ता था, तो उसी वापस. सो इट्स लाइक अ साइकिल. इट्स लाइक हम स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं ना, एवोल्यूशन साइकिल, इकोलॉजिकल साइकिल. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो अ साइकिल. सो दिस इज हाउ दाउ बी हैप्पी. हाउ बी हैप्पी? अच्छा, अन्न आएगा तो अन्न खा के आप भक्ति कर पाओगे. अन्न नहीं रहेगा तो भक्ति कर पाओगे कैसे? तो इफ द फार्मर सेज नो, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू एनी कर्मा, आई एम गोइंग टू डू भक्ति, then what prasad you are going to offer to Lord and what prasad you are going to eat? It will be a question mark. So law of karma has to work. Everyone has to do some activity or the other. It's immaterial that one may be a Kshatriya who will be protecting the kingdom, one will be a Vaishya who will be doing the Goraksha and Vanijya, one will be doing Brahmanical thing, who will be reading. He may not, a Brahmin may not go to the field and plow the land, till the land. But still, if someone has to take care of that, like in an office, they got sales department, they got finance department, they got administration department, they got maintenance department, everything is there. You tell me which is important? Finance निकाल दे? नहीं, finance तो main चाहिए. लेकिन marketing निकाल देते? नहीं, marketing भी चाहिए. Production निकाल देते हैं तो production भी चाहिए. Every anga is important. So this is the most important part of the understanding is this was meant to keep everyone happy. The finance may not show any production, but it is keeping the entire company happy. The marketing may say, I am getting the business, okay, but everyone is getting salary because the marketing people are working. Same way, vice versa. Production may say, if we don't produce, how will you get? If we don't produce, how will you? What will you sell? What will you sell? So we do the production, so that's why your company is running. Everything is unavoidable, or in what do you say? Cannot be left over at any point. Everyone is important. Nothing is indispensable. Everything is dispensable, but at the same time, everything is indispensable. It's like this. So that is why be happy, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieve liberation. Please read the purport. Very important purport. Somebody, can you read? Oh.
The material creation by the Lord of creatures Vishnu is a chance offered to the conditioned souls to come back home, back to Godhead. All living entities within the material creation are conditioned by material nature because of their forgetfulness of their relationship with Vishnu or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vedic principles are to help us understand this eternal relation as it's stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedasya Sarve Ameva Vedya. The Lord says that the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Him. In the Vedic hymns it is said, Patim Vishyat Saram.
Okay, read the English translation of
Therefore, the Lord of the living entities is the person of Godhead Vishnu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, Srila Sukadeva Goswami describes the Lord as Pati in so many ways. The Prajapati is the Lord Vishnu, and He is the Lord of all living creatures, all worlds, all beauties, and the protector of everyone. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yajnas, sacrifices, for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world they can live very comfortably, without anxiety, and after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. That is the whole program for the conditioned souls. By performing yajna, the conditioned souls gradually become Krishna conscious.
Hold on, one second. See, please understand, very important. The point which I want to highlight from this point is, basically, this 3 verse talks about how step by step we progress towards God. The first step towards God is Karma Kand. Karma Kand is the first step. It looks like Vaidhiya Bhakti. It is Vaidhiya Bhakti. In Vaidhiya Bhakti, what do you do? What type of devotion you do? What is Vaidhiya Bhakti?
We are made understood about the bhakti.
No. You do bhakti without any love and attraction towards it. By force you are doing. Tell me how many of you will chant by love and affection? Oh, it's a new day. I'm going to chant. I have to beg. Please chant, please chant, please chant. But still, okay, we'll see. I can't chant more than 4. I got so much of work, this and that. So, most important is one has to chant. So, the purpose of doing the chanting is in due course of time you will develop love for the holy name. भगवान के नाम के प्रति आपका थोड़ा आकर्षण होगा, अब तुरंत नहीं होगा. So, and in karma, Vaidhiya Bhakti is you have no other choice. You have to do it. And क्यों ऐसा करते हैं? स्कूल में कंपलसरी यूनिफॉर्म रहता है, कंपलसरी आर्ट क्राफ्ट हिस्ट्री जोग्राफी सब. कॉलेज में जाते ही थोड़ा छूट आ जाता है. What do you get? Freedom to wear your own stylish clothes. Subjects also you can choose. Now I'm fed up of that history. I don't want history. I'll take science or geography, whatever it is. I mean, your choice. So you leave many of the things which you are forced to study in school. But that knowledge is useful when you go for higher studies. You may be doing some maths or some drawing some graph, but that time that drawing knowledge will help you. Though you are not going to become a painter or a painter. So it is Vaidhiya Bhakti basically treats about chalo jabarasi thoda karo, and that time it's disgusting. Children always feel kab school se bahar nikle, kab college mein jayenge. We can bunk lectures, go to the canteen and have fun, go around. It's like mommy daddy ka wo pressure nahi rahega, school ka teacher and iska pressure nahi rahega. That's always higher. But that time the child need not be forced to study, but the child knows its responsibility to study. मुझे पढ़ना है, अगर मैं नहीं पढ़ूंगा मेरा फ्यूचर करियर खराब हो जाएगा, आई विल बी रॉटिंग. सो दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग evolves in due course of time. That's why if you see Shabri's style of devotion and our style of dragging bhakti, what we do is totally different. Why? Shabri was at a much higher level. सोचो एक भक्त ऐसा जिसके लिए भगवान स्वयं ढूंढते हुए आते हैं, बिना चप्पल के भगवान ढूंढते हुए आते हैं, तो वो भक्त कितना उच्च कोटि का होगा और कितना निम्न श्रेणी का रहेगा. हम जैसे भक्त जो भगवान को हम लोग कितना भी ढूंढते हैं तो भी हाफ हार्टेडली वी सर्च, वी डोंट सर्च फुल हार्टेडली, हाफ हार्टेडली. सुबह 2 घंटा भक्ति हो गया, बस नाउ इट्स माई डे, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू डू व्हाट आई प्रिफर और व्हाट आई लाइक. That's the general attitude we have. So, ye yatha mam prapadyante tam seva bhajamiham. As you surrender, one gets blessing from the Lord. अब थोड़ा surrender करोगे तो थोड़ा भक्ति मिलेगा, ज़्यादा surrender करोगे तो ज़्यादा भक्ति. So, rules and regulations are there in Vaidhiya Bhakti or in Karma Kand, whatever you call it. Rules and regulations are very heavy. But one should know the rules and regulations before he can understand. There are many a times in Shastra, there are so many examples. Like, for example, Ganesh and Murga, that is Kartikeya. What did they do when the parents offered them a fruit? उन्होंने challenge क्या रखा था? जो दुनिया को पहले परिक्रमा करके आएगा. तो what happened? Ganesh ji just went around father and mother and is as good as. So this is all intricacies of Jnana, knowledge. But poor Kartikeya was going around the whole world, and by the time he could come, that too he was in his fast latest vehicle he had, peacock, but still he could not reach as fast, because definitely mummy and daddy is going to be less time consuming. So these are all rules and regulations. There's a very beautiful story about Ahilya getting married to Gautam Rishi. Ahilya. Ahilya how was Ahilya made? How was Ahilya created? Who created Ahilya? What is the meaning of Ahilya?
Which does not have any flaws.
हाँ, जिसमें अंदर कोई डिफेक्ट्स नहीं है, कोई भी डिफेक्ट नहीं है. हिल्या मीन्स डिफेक्ट, अहिल्या मीन्स विदाउट एनी डिफेक्ट, परफेक्ट पर्सनालिटी. और ये परफेक्ट पर्सनालिटी बनाया किसने? ब्रह्मा जी ने स्वयं बनाया. ब्रह्मा जी मेड एंड ही वांटेड टू गिव इट टू who was fit for it, but she was so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful that Indra from that day wanted her. So ब्रह्मा जी, ऐसा क्वेश्चन पे सिचुएशन पे क्या होता है, लाइक सीता मैया के साथ भी कई सारे राजा शादी करना चाहते थे, द्रौपदी के साथ कई सारे राजा शादी करना चाहते थे. व्हाट डिड दे डू? दे पुट अ कंडीशन. स्वयंवर इज जस्ट अ बहाना. लाइक सीता का जब शादी हुआ था, एज पर वाल्मीकि रामायण, तभी स्वयंवर नहीं था. इट वॉज अ ओपन चैलेंज. आओ धनुष उठाओ, मेरे बेटे से शादी करो. बिकॉज रोज रोज थोड़ी स्वयंवर रखेगा. ऑल द किंग्स ट्राइड, फेल्ड. सो इट वॉज अ ओपन चैलेंज. सो अ चैलेंज वॉज केप्ट कि भाई हाउ विल यू who will come and break the bow. So that was a challenge for Shiva. What is the challenge for Kartikeya was who completes the parikrama of the world. So यहाँ पे ब्रह्मा जी put a challenge. Who again goes around the universe and comes fast. Same identical challenge था, but यहाँ पे एप्पल नहीं था, यहाँ पे अहिल्या थी. फ्रूट नहीं था, अहिल्या थी. So Indra immediately mounted on his Mercedes Airavat and he said, "Come on, let's go!" Zoom. But see, Gautam Rishi was so smart, and Brahma also wanted to give it to Gautam Rishi. That time, Gautam Rishi, his cow was pregnant, and it was about to deliver. In the sense, half the calf had come out, and half the calf was yet to come out. The cow was delivering, half the calf was out, his face and mouth was out. It is said as per Shastra, one who circumambulates that cow and a cow which is giving birth to a young one, उसको जो circumambulate करता है, उसका same punyas he gets of going to all the tirthas in the world. So he went around the whole world and all the tirthas. So he completed that, he circumambulated the cow with the calf. So उसको मिल गया. So he got Ahilya. So it is said from that time, that is why Indra was having an desire to have Ahilya as his wife. So that is the reason. So कहने का मतलब क्या है? Yes, वैदिक भक्ति is the basic level. उसमें आप you can't budge the rules and regulations. Like Srila Prabhupada made one big sanshothan बोलते हैं ना, amendment in the act. What was Gaudiya Math's principle? 64 rounds daily. अगर मैं आप लोगों को बोलूँ 64 राउंड्स, प्रभु जी बाय बाय, प्रसाद आप ही खा लेना, हम लोग जाते हैं. बट 64 राउंड्स इज द कंडीशन इन गौड़िया मठ. Srila Prabhupada went to the west. The Westerners said, "Sorry, we cannot." They bluntly refused. So Srila Prabhupada said, "Okay, 32 rounds." No, 32 rounds impossible. We can't do 32 rounds. Then Prabhupada said, "Okay, 16 rounds and final, हाँ, उसे और कम नहीं करूँगा." So that type of संशोधन आप कर सकते हो, but कब कर सकते हो? When you come to that. Otherwise you can't compromise. You can't say नहीं मैं भी करूँगा संशोधन. नहीं प्रभु जी, आपने बोला 16 बोला ठीक है, मैं मगर मेरे काम के हिसाब से मैं 6 राउंड करूँगा, 8 राउंड करूँगा. No, it's not possible. You have to do the prescribed rounds or follow the various Vedic rules, like no meditating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, this, that, so many rules are there. Not eating onion and garlic. These are all Vedic भक्ति. क्यों? ये वैदिक भक्ति करने से हमारे अंदर क्या आएगा? भगवान के प्रति थोड़ा प्रेम आएगा. अगर हम लोग के अंदर भगवान के अंदर प्रेम ही नहीं आएगा तो कहाँ से आप राग अनुराग भक्ति करोगे? आफ्टर वैदिक भक्ति, फर्स्ट इज कर्मकांड, कर्मकांड से वैदिक भक्ति, वैदिक भक्ति से राग अनुराग. कर्मकांड में अगर आप देखोगे जो भी प्रोसेस है, माइट बी इट इज फॉर अचीविंग योर मटेरियल गेन्स, फ्यू ऑफ योर मटेरियल गेन्स, वो is also is done in a spiritual manner, not in an unspiritual manner. You are doing that in a spiritual manner. ठीक है, 16 सोमवार करना है, 16 शुक्रवार करना है, जो भी करना है, but at least you are having a spiritual plan to do it. You are not going to do other than spiritual way. You are not going to do it. That is why Vaidya Bhakti is very important. Okay, and that's enough for the purport. I want someone else to read the second verse translation, please. That is verse number 11. Who can read? Shraddha Mataji, read first.
The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus, by cooperation between man and demigods, prosperity will reign for all.
Yes. मतलब demigods को खाना कहाँ से मिलता है? What, from where do they get the power? From the yagyas. From yagyas. That is why whenever an asura comes into power, वो क्या करेगा पहला? यज्ञ बंद कराएगा. He will say, stop all the yagyas, stop all worship. You see, Hiranyakashipu, जय हिरण्यकशिपु चाहिए था, उसे जय भगवान नहीं चाहिए था. No one should chant the holy name, no one should do yagyas. Any asura comes into power, he will, first thing he will do is stop the yagyas. Then automatically the demigods will become weak. They are empowered by yagya. And yagyas, it is very clearly mentioned in so many yagyas that demigod personally come to take the ahuti. जो भी आप आहुति डालते हो पर्सनली लेते हैं. But as it is, yagyas you are doing in a Havakund is nothing but fire, and fire is the mouth of Lord Vishnu. And thus there will be prosperity will reign for both. उनको उनका काम हो रहा है और आपको आपका काम हो रहा है. But आपका काम कराने के बाद there is one small red line which people don't follow, and that is we want to achieve God. Yeah, next Ishan Bhagwan. Next.
In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief.
Yes, Lord is now preparing for saying the golden verse 3.13. And what is the 3.13? यज्ञा शिष्टासिनो संतो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल विषया भुंजते तो अगम पापम ये पाचन्तु आत्मकारण. तो व्हाट टू टॉक अबाउट गॉड. इवन डेमिगॉड्स को अगर आप खाना ऑफर नहीं करते हो और आप खाते हो, यू आर कॉल्ड एज स्तेन. द वर्ड यूजेस स्तेन. स्तेन मतलब चोर, थीफ. दैट इज व्हाई लॉर्ड कृष्ण ऑलवेज सेज, कोई भी अगर कृष्ण को बोलो ना चोरी करके खा रहा है, कौन? मैं चोर, तू चोर, तेरा बाप चोर, तेरा पूरा खानदान चोर. भगवान कभी गलत बोलते नहीं. टुडे वॉट एवर वी आर हैविंग इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ लॉर्ड, एंड वॉट एवर वी आर, what role do we play in sowing a seed and germinating a rice tree or a wheat tree? Are we germinating any fruits or anything? Everything is done by God. So we don't play any role. We think हमने पैसा दे दिया, वो ले लिया, काम हो गया. So we think like that. Yes, माता जी. नहीं अभी नहीं. It's half class. आप उसको 10 बजे आना चाहिए. 10:30 the class starts. हाँ 10:30. Yeah. So it is said that we do not germinate even a tree also. We not germinate a plant also. We germinate. We only possess some money by which we may pay and buy the fruits. But the process of growing, we don't grow a mango. We don't grow anything. The seed of process of germination, everything takes by God's will. So what does this mean? सब कुछ भगवान का प्रॉपर्टी है और हम उसको लेके खा रहे हैं. तो चोर कौन है? We are thief. We are the thief. तो लेट्स से लॉर्ड चिल्लाते हैं वृंदावन में, जब कोई बहुत गाली दे ना, तो चोरी करके मटका चोरी तोड़ता है, मक्खन चोरी करके खाता है. कौन चोर? तू चोर, तेरा दादा चोर, तेरा पूरा खानदान चोर है. एंड सही बोल रहे हैं. मेरा माल चुरा के तुम लोग खा रहे हो, मैं थोड़ी तुम्हारा माल चुरा के खा रहा हूँ. सो दैट इज द ग्रेटनेस ऑफ गॉड. सो हियर लॉर्ड सेज इज स्टेन. स्टेन मीन्स thief, one who doesn't offer the food to or the fruits to the Lord. हम लोग every success is ours and every loss of ours or failures are yours. भगवान, अरे भाई fruits of happiness तुम रखेगा, fruits of sadness क्यों मेरे को देख रहा है? Lord will say that. That's why it is said. That's why the next verse Lord clearly says कि भाई if one doesn't offer the food as sacrifice to me, then what he is eating is nothing but agam papa. I have taken this like verse n number of times. I am skipping forward because there's no point in repeating it again and again. But in a brief, to put it in 2 lines, yes, whatever, that is the purpose of offering food and eating food in the house. That is prasad. We should always eat only Krishna prasad. The reason is, Lord clearly says, कि भुंजते तू अगम पापम, ये पाचन तो आत्मकारण। अगर खुद के भोगा के लिए तू खा रहा है तो इट इज अगम पाप. You have to eat only and only offered food. Why offered food? It is indirectly अवैधीय भक्ति. आप offered food खाओगे तो उसमें then prohibited things will not come. Otherwise, when it is not offered, चलते हैं ना, this is not offered, let me eat those prohibited things. It may not be great like meat or anything, but it can be simple onion and garlic also. Onion and garlic also. So one has to understand, bhai, this is how the system has to be maintained. System has to be maintained. Okay. Annat bhavati bhutani. Let's complete this section today only. It's a very small section, but yeah, all living entities, all living bodies subsist on food grains. You can read this. Read.
All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is a born of prescribed duties.
So see the chain reaction. All living bodies subsist on food, जो मैंने बोला, and grains are produced by rain, and rain is produced by sacrifice. So it's a cycle. आप sacrifice करोगे, बारिश होगी तो अन्न होगा तो फिर आपका शरीर strong होगा. So and यज्ञ is born from prescribed duties. अगर आपका prescribed duties ढंग से करते हो तो भी यज्ञ. Read the next verse.
Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, all the prevailing transcendent is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice.
So, first and foremost, ये rules and regulations आता कहाँ से? Where is it coming from? From the Vedas. And Vedas are nothing but the word form of Lord. भगवान के मुख से निकला हुआ वेदा से. तो first and foremost, the Vedas are directly coming from the Lord. And then, sorry. Direct management of Supreme Personality of God. Consequently, all pervading transcendence is eternally situated in the act of sacrifice. So, जब भी आप कोई भी यज्ञ करते हो, and again and again I have told you all n number of times, कलयुग का यज्ञ क्या है? हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ ही इस कलयुग में कहा गया है. तो बाकी यज्ञ करने का प्रॉब्लम क्या है? ना ही वो यज्ञ करने वाले ब्राह्मण अभी अवेलेबल है, ना ही वो थिंग्स, द द्रव्य व्हाट वी कॉल एज द इंग्रेडिएंट्स, आज वो नहीं मिलते हैं. आज को आपको प्योर घी नहीं मिलता है. बाकी डीप इंग्रेडिएंट्स से छोड़ दो, घी प्योर नहीं मिल रहा है, तो व्हाट टू टॉक अबाउट अदर थिंग्स. ना ही प्योरिटी इज फाउंड इन पीपल. सो दिस इज द सो टू से द ग्रेजुअल डिग्रेडेशन इन कलयुगा. दिस इज गोइंग टू हैपन. सो इन कलयुगा, दैट इज व्हाई द सिंप्लीफाइड यज्ञ इज हरिनाम संकीर्तन. तो भगवान का नाम लो. बट ऑल दिस इज एनीथिंग वॉट एवर यू डू as per the Vedas, as per the given rules given by the Lord, then it is nothing but you are following the transcendence rule. Matlab, you are going towards spirituality. You are following spirituality. Hey, where is the fifth bucket? Huh? Okay. Evam parvritam chakram. This again the word used is chakram. What does the word chakram means? Cycle. ये मत बोलना चक्र है. It is a chakra. एवं प्रवृत्तिम चक्रम. ये चक्र जो है, this cycle is pravritti. This is not nivritti. This is pravritti chakra. So, Lord says in the next verse, my dear Arjuna, one who does not follow this human life, the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, leads a life full of. And Aaj, if you see today's date, everyone wants to lead a life of their own. I don't follow rules. Those who don't follow the rules, they are leading a life full of sin. That is the problem. Today everyone wants to do bhakti as per their terms and conditions, not what is mentioned in the Shastra. खुद के हिसाब से करना चाहते हैं. अरे मैं बोलता हूँ, अगर आप गणेश भक्त भी है, शिव भक्त है, देवी भक्त है, जो भी भक्त है, हाउ कैन यू ईट नॉन वेज? People eat non-veg. No, I don't eat on Saturdays because I am Hanuman Bhakta. And if he is Hanuman Bhakta, if you are Hanuman Bhakta, you mean to say only Saturdays Hanumanji is activated, rest of the days is unactivated, this connection is removed? That is the problem. You have to understand that even in demigod worship also, these rules of sacrifice have to be followed. And bigger sacrifice is tapasya. And यहाँ पे हमारे लिए तपस्या क्या है? जो हमको पसंद है वो कार्य, meditating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, the 4 activities by default we like to do, but they are prohibited as per Shastra. But why do we have a propensity for this? There is no school for teaching these 4 activities, but by default everyone knows it. Am I right, Prabhu? No school teaches this, right? But by default the propensity is for this. And कोई ना कोई गुरु मिल ही जाता है उसमें भी. So, why this propensity is there? Why do you have this propensity?
Because of birth and birth attachment to those modes of nature.
Yes, very good. Under the 3 gunas, see, we have been eating, sleeping, mating and defending these 4 activities we have been doing birth after birth. In every animal yoni we have been doing this. So that is a default setting. That is a default setting. A human life is supposed to be civilized. That's why human life wear clothes. In human life we wear clothes. No other yoni there is no need. Why do you need clothes? Just because, not that because a human has got the knowledge of making a lot of money by selling clothes. It's not that. That's a different part. But the higher understanding is there is a certain rules and regulations which has to be followed as per Shastra. When the Britishers came and told, oh, you are all moving like Homo sapiens to humans and all that, evolution took place, Darwin theory and all. We can date back up to Satyuga, Lord Nrsimhadev wearing dress and Hiranyakashipu wearing dress. What to talk about? They are saying 10,000 years, 1 lakh years before this happened. We are talking of Satyuga. You just imagine from that day and that time also, if you read Ramayana, you read Mahabharata, the dresses of each and every queen has been described at large. What beautiful dresses they were wearing, what beautiful exclusive. Why? How a beauty of a woman is to be judged, even those categories are mentioned in that. On what basis, on what bodily features of a lady is the beauty of a lady decided or described is also mentioned over there. Shakuntala, be it Mohini Avatar beauty is described so very nicely in Bhagavatam. All this comes in Bhagavatam also. So what do we understand from this? These are not just which has evolved now. The Britishers wanted to put this, the Christian culture gets a very later information. We have got a history dating back to which date Christ was born. We have a date which dates back clearly to the date where your prophet was born. But what about, can anyone give us a date when Hiranyakashipu was born and Hiranyaksha was born and Varadev came? Though the tithis are there, but the exact technical dates cannot be found.